Hi everyone, welcome to Maximum Attack Rallying. It is Thursday and the big news stories continue. As expected, yesterday at the FIA World Motorsport Council meeting, lots of regulations were confirmed. That included the 2027 technical regulations and a significant revision to the point system for next season. Just before I get into that though, I do want to mention Oliver Solberg. So it was announced this week that he will be driving a Toyota GR Yaris Rally 2 next season for the Print Sport team. I think a lot of people probably feel that Oliver is ready now to step back into a Rally 1 car. I am one of those people. I think he has demonstrated that he is fast enough. You know, he didn't win WRC2 this season, but he was consistently the fastest driver in a Rally 2 car across the year. So I think he's ready. Obviously, it looks like there was nowhere for him to go. So Toyota obviously had their eyes on Sami Pajari for some time now. And I think the Adrian Formeau deal with Hyundai has probably been settled for a while, hasn't it? So with uncertainty around whether Hyundai might consider a fourth car and obviously issues with going to M Sport because of the Red Bull and Monster clash, there was nowhere for Solberg to go and he has signed for Print Sport. It looks like, for me, that is probably the best thing that he could do. He has put himself in the best position for 2026, you know, possibly following in the footsteps of Pajari. It's not ideal, is it? Obviously, I'm sure he would like to be in a Rally 1 car, but I think, you know, if that wasn't a possibility, this is about the best place he could be, isn't it? You know, he's ready. He can have another crack at WRC2. He's in a very good Rally 2 car. And if he plays his cards right, I would not be at all surprised if we saw him in the Rally 1 car at some point. You know, we've got Ogier doing a part-time campaign in the 5th Rally 1 Toyota. He's not going to be doing events like Sweden or Finland, is he? So there is possible scope there for Solberg to do some events in a Rally 1 car, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. However, I don't want to linger on that because what I want to get into is the regulations. Let's start with the technical regulations, shall we? Because I'm sure you can imagine how thrilled I am by those, but let's just get right into them and just confirm what we know and what is going to be happening. So as we expected, the space frame concept will continue in 2027. Boo, boo, not interested in that. Double wishbone suspension will also be a thing from 2027. And that means scaled bodywork with this space frame chassis. So the FIA have made a big thing about how you'll be able to scale your hatchback or your SUV or your saloon car to fit this new chassis. It will not be exactly the same as the current chassis as I understand it, and the current Rally 1 cars will not be eligible from 2027. But we'll have a space frame chassis, double wishbone suspension, and as widely reported, we will have Rally 2 engines and transmissions. The weight limit I think is going to be 1,260 kilos, I want to say, and there'll be a €345,000 cost cap. So no big surprises there. I think maybe the only surprise is that the FIA have said that they would like to promote some crossover between World Rallycross and the WRC, by which they mean these cars should be eligible for both championships. So if you want to build a car for the WRC, that basic chassis and everything will be eligible for the World Rallycross regulations. So they're hoping that someone will build a car for both. I suspect we'd see some powertrain changes there because World Rallycross cars tend to be more powerful. Obviously, when it comes to power, we've got this allowance for different powertrain types. So while we'll start with Rally 2 1.6 turbo engines, they're going to hopefully, you know, the FIA at least are going to hope to see some manufacturers doing something different, maybe trying hybrid, maybe trying electric. We'll see how that unfolds. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys watching won't have any interest at all in hybrids coming back or in electric, but I can see why they've done it. You know, I think they have to be pragmatic at this point, don't they? If you look at the direction of travel of the motor industry, there's a big shift towards electric. So I think they had to put that in there, don't they? And for me, I'm not against it. I think it's going to be interesting to see, you know, if the teams can come up with some different approaches. Now we haven't got this silly kind of fixed hybrid thing that we had with compact dynamics. I think it could actually see, you know, some innovation in the WRC again. So while I don't like the chassis concept at all, I think that part of it, you know, allowing some freedom in the powertrains is where things could maybe get interesting. Another thing I do like, of course, and you know that this is coming, is the Maximum Attack Rallying merch store. Do have a look on there. Buy a Say No to Space Frame t-shirt if you like, or another Maximum Attack t-shirt. There's a few different designs on there, so do go and check those out. one thing I just want to say about the regulations. It seems that there's been a very mixed response. There was a lot of negativity. If you look at the previous videos I've made, the overwhelming response to those videos about the regulations was negative. However, since the regs were published yesterday, I have seen more positive comments. There are some people that are excited about it. And I think this mixed response is particularly interesting because there was some reporting yesterday from Dirtfish, interviews with Cyril Abiteboul and Jari-Matti Latvala. Their response was very mixed indeed. They seemed to like the general direction but had big concerns about the cost and this €345,000 cost cap, saying it wasn't realistic. Then we had some comments from some of the drivers saying that they were worried that Rally 2 cars were going to be just as fast and that some of the spectacle was going to be lost. It does beg a question, this, doesn't it? If lots and lots of fans don't like it, if the team bosses have got big concerns about the cost cap and lots of the drivers have got concerns, who are these regulations actually for? Who actually wanted them? I don't know. I can't help but think that maybe this is just the FIA doing what they want. Obviously, when the regulations were released, there were comments from the team bosses saying that everything was dandy, but that's typical PR, isn't it? But for me, there's still some big questions. We've got a couple of years though, haven't we? I suspect we might see some tweaks and minor changes here and there, but there we go. So it's confirmed. Space frames are remaining until the end of the decade. I don't like it, but there we go. Do let me know in the comments what you think about it. The last thing I want to talk about, and this is a positive one, is that they've finally changed the silly point system. 2024's ridiculous point system has been revised, and a little bit of common sense has been rediscovered. So the big news in terms of the points is that the Saturday points have been scrapped. That is, as far as I'm concerned, an eminently sensible move. It was far too confusing. It didn't make any sense for people. It's very difficult to track who was scoring what, because I think you were getting, 18 points, weren't you, if you won, if you were leading on Saturday, and then you could get an extra 12 points for Sunday, provided you didn't, it was a mess. So I'll just run through quickly what has happened. As of next season, we are going back to 25 points being awarded to the winner of the rally, and that will count from the beginning of the event right up until the end of Sunday. No points will be awarded at the end of Saturday. So we will have a system where the winner gets 25 points, then 17, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1 for the top 10. Nice and simple. That's how it should be. I'm pleased about that. Now, there is still Super Sunday. Super Sunday is now just 5 points for the top 5 cars, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the cars finishing in the top 5 positions in terms of Sunday. So it's effectively just a set of bonus points for the crews that go the fastest on Sunday, and then the power stage remains. So you've got your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points there. That continues as it has been going since, I can't even remember when that came in, years ago, wasn't it? So effectively now you've got your standard points for the rally, and then you've got 2 bonus scoring opportunities, one for Sunday and one for the power stage. It's a big step in the right direction, I have to say. It isn't perfect. For me, I think having both Super Sunday bonus points and power stage bonus points is probably a bit unnecessary. I think for me, I would have just scrapped one or the other. I don't know. I think having both is an extra complication that we didn't need. That said, I think it is a huge step forward. Is it a step forward, step backward, positive step backward maybe, to have gotten rid of the Saturday points thing, because I think that was far too confusing. I know a lot of pretty hardcore rally fans that had switched off this year because they just felt that it had totally ruined things and was just making it far too complicated. So that is really positive. It will still, I think, be possible for somebody to not win the rally and score more points than the winner. So there is still that discrepancy, but I do think this is a big step in the right direction. It does also mean the maximum score for a WRC event has gone up to 35 points. So if you win the rally, win the power stage and are fastest on Sunday, you'll get 35 points. Whereas for the last few years, it's been if you won the rally and won the power stage, or as of last year, this season, you won the rally, got Super Sunday and won the power stage, you got 30 points. So we've got an increase in the total number of points available per event. So that could throw things around a little bit, couldn't it? Could change some things. But overall, I think the points change is a positive step in the right direction. There's also some other sporting changes. There's going to be limitations on personnel and some other things to try and reduce costs. So it was a day of big changes yesterday. Obviously, next year, in terms of technical regulations, the cars will remain largely the same. We're just going to see that change in restrictor size, and obviously the hybrid system is now gone. We might see some minor bodywork tweaks, obviously, because there's going to be less cooling for the hybrid system, which is no longer there. So 2025 is going to be interesting, isn't it? And obviously it's going to be interesting to see how that regulation chit-chat continues to develop. So I just wanted to try and cover all of that in one video. I know there was quite a lot in there to take in. Let me know what you think. I think that is the way to end this video, isn't it? Tell me what you think of the technical regulations, tell me what you think of the new point system, and of course, tell me what you think of Oliver Solberg driving that Toyota. I do love your comments. I am very grateful indeed for them. I love how you guys are engaging and letting me know what you think. I am all about that, so keep that up. As always, do follow me over on socials as well. And if you are not a subscriber to the channel, which a lot of you are not, do hit that button because it does help, I promise, and it gives me validation. And I love getting validated by strangers on the internet. So we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. As always, I will see you again next time.